Hello, everyone, and welcome to the Cheap Wine Review Show, aka the internet's cheapest wine show. I'm your host, Andrew Tracy, and this is the Light Drizzle Show. Today, I have got a Riesling, another Riesling. This is a 2008 Pacific Rim Sweet Riesling from the Columbia Valley. Okay. It is Pacific Rim has been making some really nice Rieslings for a number of years now, and they're known especially for making very nice, very sweet, simple Rieslings, fruity, sweet, that sort of thing. And I've tasted this wine before a few years ago. I liked it. All right, we're gonna see what's going on now. It's been chilled. Let's have a little smell. Sweet, aromatic, floral. I would say maybe even has a little bit of a mango smell to it. Hang on. A little bit of grass, a little grassy, a little earthy, maybe a little bit of minerality there, slightly musky. A bit musky, maybe like not in a bad way though, like kind of like a moldy cellar, a moldy wine cellar. That's on a nice fresh cool spring day, like 65 degrees out, and you've got the windows open, and there's this nice sort of fresh spring breeze blowing through the cellar, but there's still a little bit of that musky moldy smell. It's sort of a fresh musky smell. It's nice. Yeah, a little musky. Almost maybe a little bit of a hint of body odor there. Not necessarily a bad thing. As I've said before, wines will give you all sorts of strange smells. Oftentimes, red wines with a very earthy smell will sort of smell like manure. Yeah, they literally smell like shit. That's not necessarily a bad thing. It's not really indicative of how the wine's going to taste. So let's give it a little snort. Hmm. Mm. Hmm. Mm. It's sweet initially, and you get a little bit of lemon on it, and it's sweet, it's fruity, good acidity. Um, it's very creamy, very full-bodied. Maybe a little bit of vanilla there, although this actually was not oaked. I do not believe, blah, 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 blah. Wines are exclusively fermented in stainless steel tanks, preserving the vibrant character of the Riesling grape, not oaked. Um, they even have a little scale on the back: dry, medium sweet, and sweet. It's listed as about 3/4 of the way through medium sweet. You can see the little label there. I like the label. It's very pretty. On the opposite side, you've got a dragon there, if you can see that. And when there's wine in there, it sort of acts as a magnifying glass. So you look at the bottom, there's this giant green dragon that jumps out at you. It's very nifty. This is from the Columbia Valley in Washington, I believe. Yeah, Richland, Washington. Very nice little Riesling. It's creamy, very full bodied, a little bit of vanilla there. Sweet and sour sauce. Sweet and sour sauce from a Chinese restaurant. Mm. Nice acidity, a little bit of sourness on the back end, very nice. Like lemonade, lemons and limes. Sweet, like sugar coated, not heavily sugar coated, but like a sprinkle a little bit of sugar on top of a slice of a lemon or lime, and take a bite out of it. It's very good. I rate this wine like a 88, maybe 87, 88. It's $8 a bottle, so it's very inexpensive. This is a really nice wine. I'm going to introduce you to a concept of mine. This wine, okay, this Pacific Rim wine, guys, especially single bachelors, pay attention, all right? If you're in college, if you're on a budget, if you're a single batch or something like that, note this wine. This is what I call a panty dropper, all right? Let me explain. What I mean by that is if you have got girls coming over, all right? You've got some young girls coming over, young being like, 18 to, maybe mid 20s, something like that usually. Those kinds of girls, generally speaking, they're not going to be wine buffs. They're not interested in the subtle hints of the wine. They don't want anything strong. They don't want anything tannic. They don't want anything that has to be paired with, some barbecue or a thick, juicy steak. Otherwise, it's going to be way too tannic for them, and it's just going to give you cotton mouth and basically taste horrible. It's going to taste like shit to them. All right, those kinds of wines. And some of them can be outstanding wines. You can have like a $500 Bordeaux wine, and you give it to somebody like that. That kind of wine is meant to be paired with a very, very thick, juicy, kind of fatty red meat, usually a steak, something like that. That's what it just goes absolutely unbelievably well with, and it's not really meant to go on its own. You give them a wine like that, they'll think that it's crap. They won't want to drink it. A lot of the time, girls will be like this. They like light, fruity, simple drinks, and if you give them something like that, they just glug 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 glug. They knock it back, and they get a little silly. They get a little frisky. All right. If you're having girls coming over, especially if it's summer out, it's a little warm, give them this wine. This stuff is awesome. All right. This is my new official panty dropper wine. This stuff is great. It's light, it's sweet, it's fruity, it's creamy. It's got a little bit of pineapple. You get about 3/4 of the way through, like most of the way through the mid palate, and it hits you with some pineapple and like sweet, like a pineapple chunk coated with sweet and sour sauce. All right, imagine that and take a bite out of it. That's what this is like. It's awesome. It's good. It's simple, all right, but it does have a little bit of complexity there. It's not boring, all right. It's not like just one or two flavors and then blah. It dies like a really cheap $3 wine would, like most $2 chucks and similar things like that would. It's just boring and there's nothing there. There's a lot going on here, but it's really good. It's all sweet and light and fruity. A little bit of sourness on the back end, like that sweet and sour sauce, but it tastes fan-fucking-tastic. It's awesome. This is a very, very good wine. It's $8. It is great if you got some girls coming over. Get out a couple bottles of this. You've already got chilled. Get the glasses out, dude. They will knock that stuff back in like 45 minutes. All right. You got a date coming over, give her some of this stuff. All right, this is very, very good wine. I didn't really know the color, but it's very clear. If you can see that, it's a very light, very clear wine, fruity, sweet, really nice Riesling. Tiny hint of minerality there for the wine snobs out there that care about that. There is a little bit. You do get a little bit of a grassy smell off of it. Nowhere near as much. Nowhere near like the tonic water that just hits you immediately, like you got with that Dr. L Riesling that I reviewed before. That was 90 points on Wine Spectator, and I would give it 90 points too. That, in my opinion, for especially if you're a wine buff, that's the better wine. All right. But if I've got some girls coming over, all right, or a girl, and I wanna, maybe get a little frisky with her later. If I had to choose between the Dr. L and this, I would give her this. All right, the Dr. L is a better wine in my opinion, but most likely a non-wine enthusiast. All right, especially girls they like like sweet, fruity, not too alcoholic drinks. No heat on this either, by the way. You can't even taste the alcohol. It's 8.5% alcohol. You can't even taste it. They love drinks like that. This is the wine to give them. All right, this is definitely your winner right here. So I just wanted to cover that very quickly, and this is an excellent wine. I'll give it, the wine snob in me is going to do it. I'm going to knock it down a point. I'm going to give it 87 points. I can't put it too close to that Dr. L Riesling because that one just blew me away. That one was awesome. But which wine you want to use very much depends on the circumstances. Are you going to drink it on your own? Or are you giving it to friends? What kind of friends? Right? Are they wine enthusiasts? Do they like Rieslings, that sort of thing? Or is this just something you're gonna break out at a party or a little get together on a warm summer day, something like that? In that case, even if I had the Dr. L on hand, I would break this stuff out. This is the winner right here. This stuff is very, very good. I love this wine. This is really good. See you later. Oh, I always pick on Vaynerchuk a little bit. So yeah, you, with a little bit of inexpensive, I'm not going to call it cheap, Riesling, can drop some panties too.